I'm curious. I hear a lot of talk, like if someone's suffering from borderline personality disorder, it seems like the top recommended therapy for that is called dialectical behavioral therapy. And you also have cognitive behavioral therapy. But I learned about a new one called behavioral activation therapy, which I actually think is really interesting. And this is the idea of going out and taking action as being therapy for depression. And to me, as a man, I always thought that was the only therapy for depression. I feel like what you said before is whereas women will feel internally these emotions, men will deal more with objective reality. I've always felt like the reason why the best way for a man to get over depression is to go out and throw a football, accomplish a goal, build a business, get in better shape. And I'm curious if you heard anything about this as far as a therapeutic method of getting guys to get off their ass and go do something as a therapy for depression, specifically for men.
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. There's a number of different pathways we can go here.
Yeah.
One, generally speaking, men are going to suffer with depression more than women.
Okay.
And that is going to happen because the average man has tied his sense of self-worth to what he can do, what he can accomplish, what he's achieving. And so if you're a man that's, more and more men are living at home, more and more men aren't going to college, more and more men are, not in the workforce, not dating. We could run through some of the stats on that. But if you're a guy that's living in your parents' basement, you're 29, you can't get a job, you're playing video games all the time, you can't get a date, and you don't feel like you have the skills to do almost any of those things, that's going to be incredibly depressing. And, Richard Reeves talked about how in the suicide notes, when you look at the suicide notes of men, one of the most common words that you'll find is the word useless. And so for a lot of guys, what really leads to even just light depression, right? And I don't want to go into like clinical terms because I think for a lot of guys it's not necessary, but even just moderate to, light to moderate, even to severe depression, is this feeling that I'm useless in some capacity. I can't, get a date or whatever it is. And so the antidote to that, as you're saying, is to begin to choose things that you genuinely give a shit about, that are going to improve your life, even if it's just in a marginal sense, and to start to take consistent action towards that. This is why the simple things that Jordan Peterson was talking about, like going to make your bed, are going to support you. And so having a daily routine, whether it's in the morning or at night, bookending your day with those things has been shown to be incredibly helpful. In the UK, they prescribe things like working out and meditation for depression. They've done a bunch of research that has shown that things like meditation and working out, specifically working out, are more effective than almost every single SSRI that they can prescribe. So those types of things are going to be very pro-male, and they're going to improve your mental health, because the truth about mental health is that it's reliant on your flexibility. The more mentally rigid you are, the more you are going to suffer from anxiety, from depression, from feelings of worthlessness. You're going to repeat past patterns of, whatever your parents told you, critical parents, fathers that were maybe super harsh on you. You're going to repeat those patterns. But the more that you can develop mental flexibility, the more healthy you're actually going to be.
If you're a successful man, sick of lone wolfing it through life, and you want to build a high status social circle with successful guys like you and date incredible high quality women, well, that's what Men of Action is all about. We will help you forge alliances with power players, celebrate epic nights in luxurious locations like Monaco, and completely transform your dating life. You'll go from settling with scraps on dating apps to enjoying amazing dates with legitimate models. If this sounds interesting to you, click the first link in the description to get my free step-by-step guide on creating high-status social circles in any city.